Anti-Afro Svengalis, I want to talk to you today about sealing their fate. I want to make sure we have the definition down because sealing their fate means not what you think it means, or not what some people might think it means. It means what others do to themselves. It doesn't mean what someone else does to others. Specifically, the actions, the words, the disposition, more specifically, recurrent, has everything to do with how subjects seal their own fate. I'm referring specifically to Dumpsy D. Durrell and Stank Booty Carey. What they have done is essentially sealed their fate. Now, what they try to avoid is facing up to that reality. Instead, they will try to take their targets on all these different roller coaster rides, down thorny paths, hoping that their targets will follow behind them and change the subject and try to make their targets believe what they did never happened, try to make their targets believe they never said what they did. Anything that they can think of, they will try to lead their targets anywhere other than where? The core central point, where their targets don't move from. They seal their own fate. And this is what we keep referencing. This is what gets them so agitated. But guess what? They did it to themselves. I'm going to set this video up with a few reminders. Stay tuned, and I most definitely will return.
You said those things. You didn't say them to your students. I never said you said that. But see, those are your words, though. All this inappropriate stuff that you're saying as a teacher, it's against guidelines, it's against code of ethics, and it's going to follow you. Following. It's TikTok. You follow people. You said, I don't know if you want to F them or do this. That is like really sick. That's sick, Carrie. That's the problem, too. Everybody in this group thing, this group behavior. I mean, that's weird. And so what I'm going to do, Carrie, is we got all these videos of you, saying all this stuff. And I'm going to make sure that wherever you go as a teacher, it's going to follow you.
You're welcome to do that.
Yeah.
Hey.
And you are welcome to report me, which you never have. If you think somebody, that's the weird stuff. Because Stargate got you. And I'm glad that she did.
At the top here, up there, we gonna do this and do that.
I don't steal money. I don't steal money, D-Rail. I don't steal money, D-Rail. I don't steal money, D-Rail. I don't steal money. I don't forge other people's names. I don't steal other people's NPI numbers. I don't do that, D-Rail. I don't do what you do, man. I don't do what you do. I don't do what you do, man. I don't do what you do. You steal money, D-Rail. I don't do that, D-Rail. D-Rail, you need to be locked up, nigga. You need to be locked up, man. Where's your proof at? Explain. Okay, D-Rail. Photon, tell him I'm gonna give him the floor. I'm gonna give him the floor and let him explain to you about that paperwork. Yeah, talk about that. Talk about how you had to sign them papers, D-Rail. Talk about that, man. Talk about that, how you had to sign them papers, man. Why were you stealing money, D-Rail? Why were you stealing money? Why were you stealing money, D-Rail? Pay Medicaid their money back. Did you pay Medicaid their money back? Pay Medicaid their money back. Hide your NPI number. Hide all the NPI numbers from D-Rail. The nigga is a crook, and he's a fraud, and he's a fucking thief.
Through microphone, Darrell.
Explain it, nigga. Explain it. Explain it, nigga. Explain it. Explain it to D-Rail. Explain it to Photon. You ain't explain shit. Explain it to Photon. Explain it, nigga. Explain it.
If you read the fucking letter, since you want to talk about the truth, if you read the goddamn letter that y'all speaking of, I basically came to an agreement with them and agreed they agreed I did no wrong. Whatever the fuck you want to say, it don't matter because the reality is the reality. But she'll talk about everything but her own career that failed. She'll talk about everything except for the fact that when she tried to do some shit against me, I came back at that ass and she left her job. But do you see me reminding the sector every time I get a chance? Oh, I did this and I boast. No, I just handle my shit offline, just like I'm handling it right now. She got shit going on with her right now. Right now, as we fucking speak. You want to speak on me? Speak on me. You keep bringing up a document that happened. That shit was settled March 21st, 2021. We in fucking May 22nd, 2025, and you still bringing up the same shit. Why? If you want to talk about what I'm doing, if I did all of those things, why am I still operating, doing what I'm doing right now? If you look in the background, look, I'm gonna let you know where I'm at. You see in the back, this is my office. Where your office at? This the goddamn receipts. You see this? This is the receipts. You see they got computers, you got printers, all of that shit. The computer, tell about computer, new computers. This is the goddamn computer. I do my shit. I own business. I got people work for me, you dumbass. I don't provide every goddamn service. I got over 10 employees. I don't have to see every goddamn body. I don't have to see anybody. I don't have to see anybody. I have people that work for me. I have various therapists. I got office managers, case managers, psychologists, psychiatrists. What are you talking about? This obsessed woman has been obsessed with me for over 6, 7 years. I never met this woman, don't know this woman, don't care to know this woman. She need to leave me alone and stop doing videos on me, because I don't do videos on her. I don't go around trying to do all this stuff. But you know what? I'm on that type of time where I'm filing paperwork and filing reports and doing et cetera, et cetera. I'm on that time now. So keep doing what you're doing, and I'm going to do what I'm doing. And if I find out you working somewhere else, I'm going to make sure they got to know too. That's the type of time I'm on. Because you have harassed me. You're participating in harassment. Online harassment. You've been harassing me and stalking me for really 5 years. Actually 6 years. I don't go around doing, you've done over 2,000 videos on me. Rev G has done over 500 videos. Okay? That's harassment. That is harassment. And not even talk about you going on other people's panels and doing all that other extra stuff. All of these lies that they said today, harassment and stalking. That's what that is.
Okay, I've provided some recent history, days, within a week at the most. So we can be on the same page, and let's not mistake that long-term history is just as significant. It all ties in to sealing their fate, which is their own doing. And we're dealing here with Carrie and Dumpsy D. Durrell, both confirmed rogue public servants. I want to start out with something different, though. I want to stress something that both of these also have in common, in addition to other obvious issues. What about their medical situation? Let's talk about that. Both have these medical issues. They're just as irresponsible with their health as they are with their behavioral impulsivity issues. Dumpsy D. Durrell has this floppy junk problem and he drinks alcohol. Not going to help the floppy junk problem. And we can tell by other physical indicators there's some other health issues going on. I mean, what dude in his early 40s is going to have a floppy junk issue? We know that's tied to other chronic conditions. You can tell by looking at the skin what it's likely to be. You can take a wild guess. I'm not going to call out the chronic issue, but there's something seriously wrong in your early 40s. I don't buy the vasectomy excuse. It's essentially non-existent. He was the one not taking care of himself. He used to be quite larger than he is now, but interesting how he never did anything other than bash and trash others based on his assertion that everybody was fat. But He was skin and bones? No, he was huge. Talks about other men having breasts. He is the one. You could tell by looking. Again, one of his hallmarks is trying to place what he has on others. But drinking and having floppy junk problems, not a good look. But as I stated on the community wall, he has a new twinning partner who he can go and commiserate with freely and openly. As far as Carrie Ann, let me first say, nobody was even talking about Carrie Ann. Carrie Ann wasn't even around. Carrie Ann ran again for like the 5th time. She purged the channel and videos again because she couldn't take the heat. She was being exposed left and right again. She took off, was not even here. Nobody was talking about her. Nobody was thinking about her. This issue had to do with Dumpsy, lying like he usually does. And here comes Carrie Ann stinking up the joint again after we cleared the stench. She comes again stinking up the joint. She has a goiter in her neck. I'll make this clear up front. I'm not making any diagnosis or diagnoses. I'm just giving a personal opinion based on what she's talking about and how she's running around coughing and hacking, because I'm not a medical doctor. I'm just saying based on what she says, this is a personal opinion. Everybody gives personal opinions. Goiters can be caused by any number of things. Typically, it means there's some issue with the thyroid. Now, medications used to control COPD can mess with the thyroid. So that could be a reason. It could be hereditary. It could be any number of reasons. But there is what appears to be a goiter in her neck. And she's up here ragging and trashing on people's looks from A to Z and goes off the rails when anyone says anything about her. Now, what we can do, we can talk about that mark in the middle of her head and say that she underwent surgery to remove a cyclops. So she's post-op cyclops removal. She doesn't like that kind of stuff, but she sure as hell will say any and everything about your body. Bronchitis is actually a form of COPD. Here's a significant issue. She doesn't follow doctor's orders either. She comes on and says, I'm feeling better because I'm using home remedies. Home remedies to control COPD, which means she's likely to have a sudden, catastrophic, acute episode. This is someone who runs around saying she wishes other people were dead and wishes they would drop dead. So she's basically setting herself up for what she wants to happen to others. But that's her decision. Her irresponsibility is profound. Same thing with Dumpsy D. Durrell. Horrendously poor decision making. The horrendously poor decision making is part of the whole situation that seals their fate. Now, Carrie Ann wishes we all had memory lapse, but we don't. Carrie Ann was the one that came on to disclose the situation with her mental health issues and how she was held out of work because she couldn't get clearance due to mental instability. She disclosed that. It was very manipulative in the manner in which she did it because heat was on her after she had discriminated against black men based on their gender and race. That's how she disclosed that, seeking sympathy. But here's the thing. She used that to manipulate and get sympathy, but then she turns around and uses pejoratives. She weaponizes mental health issues. And for someone who has a teaching credential, that is never okay. So she loves to feel as if she's scoring points. And the only thing she is doing is engaging in yet another method of self-destruction and career ruin. The same thing with Dumpsy D. Durrell. This is someone who's licensed, unfortunately, who should not have a license in the mental health field, also uses pejoratives and weaponizes mental health issues and diagnoses. They both do the same thing, rogue public servants, using pejoratives and using pejoratives across the board with protected classes, protected issues. And they turn around and they become extremely angry when this is pointed out and make every effort they can to try and character hijack their targets. They can try all they want. They do not have commensurate or corresponding content to back it up. They don't have any statements, any public statements where we are using pejoratives, labeling people with mental health diagnoses. However, we have years worth of them using these terms. And it's all for naught because it's not offensive to us in any way that they're using those terms towards us. It's just a method of self-destruction and career ruin. Now, let's move over to the psychiatric situation. Carrie Ann loves to come up here and talk about everybody else's issue and give her opinions. And I'm giving my opinion based on what Carrie Ann is doing and saying. She comes onto these YouTube streets and has all this slurred speech. And based on her presentation, I'm quite sure she doesn't have any problem popping those Schedule 2s and those Schedule 4s, those controlled substances. And quite frankly, more than she should be because her speech is all, you can tell she's not following doctor's orders. And when you don't follow doctor's orders, you place yourself at risk. But she wants to come on here and try to lecture everybody else about their situation. And she, by her own admission, is a Schedule 1 abuser. Schedule 1 drugs are drugs that are illegal and have no medical purpose. Under the federal system, marijuana is illegal. Carrie Ann uses marijuana and she admitted to using marijuana, says she has a pound of marijuana that she purchased, which is most definitely a felony. Add that on to the fact that she says she owns firearms. So now she's an illegal drug user who's violating ATF regulations. This ties in to this catastrophic poor decision making that is shared by Carrie Ann and Dumpsy D. Durrell.